Okay, so for IUPAC name, so the first rule here is that we choose the longest continuous carbon chain. Okay, so we look at the first structure. We choose the longest continuous carbon chain. And then the second rule is that, okay, so we look at here. First rule, choose longest carbon chain. So you have to remember the rules. Carbon chain. Okay, and then second rule, okay, choose the smallest number of halogen okay, attached on the carbon. So okay, so we choose the smallest carbon number for halogen. Okay, smallest carbon number of halogen. Okay, so here, okay, you can start from left to right to left, because it's only 3 carbon. So first of all, you choose the longest continuous carbon chain, and don't forget to number your carbon. So use different color so that you can differentiate it. Okay, so it is 3 carbon. Okay, naming 3 carbon is based on the alkene naming, so it is propane. Okay, so here propane. So write it down. Propane is the parent name. Okay, means that naming at the back. So it is propane. Okay, propane. Okay, and then we look at the number of chlorine, the number of chlorine attached to which number of carbon. So it is 2. Okay, 2. So we put it in front. Okay, so remember where which position, number position. So it is 2. So here 2. Okay, since this is chlorine, so chlorine becomes chloro. So it's not chlorine, so it is 2-chloropropane. Okay, 2-chloropropane. So remember, you have to identify your halogen. Okay, so if your halogen is F, okay, F is originally fluorine. So if it is IUPAC, okay, the IUPAC, the name is fluoro. Okay, and chlorine, okay, originally the name Cl is chlorine. So if for alkyl halide, for IUPAC name, the name is chloro. So you have to memorize this one. Okay, Br, originally the name is bromine. Okay, and the name goes by bromo. Okay, and next one is iodine. Okay, iodine, so we call it iodo. Okay, iodo. Okay, so that is for IUPAC. Okay, fluoro, chloro, bromo, iodo. Okay, so for the first one, okay, remember the rules. Choose the longest continuous carbon chain, and then choose the smallest number of carbon bearing halogen group. Okay, now, okay, before we proceed to the IUPAC name, okay, I just want to emphasize on this one. Okay, so for example, the structure CCC. Okay, and then this is your halogen group X. I just put it X. Okay, so this is CH3, this is CH3. Okay, so this carbon, the carbon that attached directly to the halogen, okay, the carbon, I repeat, the carbon that attached directly to this halogen at X here can be either F or Cl or Br or I. So make sure you know, it can be any halogen. Okay, so this carbon that attached directly to this X, we call it alpha carbon. So this is alpha carbon. Okay, if I said alpha carbon, so you need to know, okay, where is your alpha carbon? Alpha carbon is the one that attached directly to the halogen. Okay, whereas the adjacent carbon next to alpha carbon, we call it beta carbon. Beta and this beta. Okay, beta carbon. How about this H? H here attached to this alpha carbon, right? So this is alpha hydrogen. Okay, alpha hydrogen. So if hydrogen here, we look at the carbon. If the carbon is beta, then all of this hydrogen is beta. Okay, look at this. All of these 3 hydrogen attached to beta carbon. So all of these are beta hydrogen. Okay, make sure you know the concept first. This is the most critical part. Okay, you have to know which one is alpha, which one is beta. Okay, so now again, moving on to the second structure. Okay, second structure, again, choose the longest continuous carbon chain. So if you start from left to right, okay, from left to right, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So total number of carbon that longest one is 6 carbon. So but look at the chlorine. The position of this chlorine is located at carbon number 6. Okay, carbon number 6 if you start from left to right. So it means that it is not feasible. So you have to choose the other you should choose from right to left. So because we want to make sure that the alpha carbon, remember alpha carbon is the one that attached directly to halogen, has the smallest number. Okay, has the smallest number. So instead of left to right, so here okay, so here let's say this start from 1, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6. So it means that chlorine attached at carbon number 1. Okay, if chlorine attached to carbon number 1, then it fits the rule. Okay, instead of 6 chlorine. So the name here is, if it is 6, 6 is hexane. So write down hexane at the back. Okay, and then the position of chlorine here is attached at carbon number 1. So chlorohexane. So if you put 1, okay, if you put 1 chlorohexane, also can, but usually 1 is invisible. Okay, 1 is invisible, so we don't put 1. But if you want to put 1, it is okay. Okay, but again, for naming, make sure you know the rules. Okay, number and alphabet should be separated by hyphen. Okay, hyphen or dash. Okay, if there is alkyl group attached, then we look at another name. Okay, so now you put 1 chlorohexane, right? But now you have methyl group attached. So here, methyl. You have another one, methyl attached at carbon number 5. Okay, so you just first, what you need to do is just label everything. Okay, label everything. So just rewrite again. So first hexane. Okay, and then 1 chloro. Okay, and then you have 5 methyl. Okay, so here 5 methyl, 1 chloro. So if this one happens, if it is only chloro without any other substituent, then you can remove 1. But if there are other substituent attached, methyl, hydroxy, and so on, so 1 remain because we want to indicate which position of this halogen. Okay, so how to name this compound? Okay, so use alphabetical order. Okay, so M with C. Between M and C, which one comes first? So C comes first. Okay, so if C comes first based on A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So here, okay, so we write down 1 chloro, 1 chloro. Okay, and then followed by 5 methyl. So this is alphabet, and then 5. So followed by dash 5 methyl. Okay, and then hexane. alphabet and alphabet, like methylhexane, separate it by space. Okay, separate it by space. Okay, alphabet with number, separate it with apa? With dash. Okay, now number with number. For example, 1, 2, dimethyl. 1, 2, dimethyl. Okay, 1, 2, look at the number and the alphabet, dash. Number with number, separate it by comma. Comma. This is a very simple comma. Okay, simple rule for any naming, for any nomenclature naming. Okay, so make sure you know. Okay, so now we look at the third example. Okay, so this is cyclic structure. So cyclic structure, this is cyclohexane. Okay, now the position of this cyclohexane. Okay, if there is no other substituent, then you just put iodo iodocyclohexane. Okay, now if there are other substituent attached, then you have to naming based on just like previous one, what is the number of substituent attached and so on. Okay, for example, so let's say we remove, okay, let's say okay, we have another example, okay, like this, I, and then we have CH3. Okay, we have another CH3 like this. Okay, so look at this one. This is the substituent and we have halogen, so we choose this halogen, okay, the smallest number. Okay, so this one will be number 1. Okay, and then we choose the smallest number again for the substituent. Okay, so 2, 3. Okay, so here the parent name will always be the cyclohexane, because this is cyclic structure, cyclohexane. Okay, so here 1 iodo, so you just list out first 1 iodo. Okay, and then you have 2, 3, just list out first 2 methyl, and then you have 3 methyl. Okay, so now we combine it. You have the same methyl. If the same methyl, we just combine it. So between M and I, methyl and I, so I comes first. So the name will be 1 iodo. Okay, and then 2, 3, since this methyl, since the substituent are the same. Okay, since the substituent are the same, so we just combine it, 2, 3. So it's not methyl, so you just combine it. There are 2 methyl, so we call it di. Okay, if there are 3 methyl, then tri, and so on. 1 iodo, 2, 3 dimethyl, cyclohexane. Not enough space, so I just put it below here, cyclohexane. So this is the name, IUPAC name. Okay, so IUPAC name for the third structure. Okay, so now moving on to the next one, this one. Okay, so this is aryl structure, aryl. Okay, so since it is attached directly to the halogen, so the name is benzene, and this is Br is bromo, so we put it in front. Halogen name, for alkyl halide, the halogen, we name it in front of the parent name alkene. Okay, so this is the IUPAC name. Okay, so now we proceed to common names.